Court is back in session in cause number 331460. Case is styled as State of Texas versus DeMarcus Aaron Tarver. Mr. Tarver was previously sworn in. The court began reading the information, and the court will reread the information. Mr. Tarver, I have before me in cause number 331460 an information that alleges that on September 18th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of indecent exposure. Mr. Tarver, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Mr. Tarver, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Tarver, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials DT on the line next to a box that's checked guilty. Mr. Tarver, did you sign this document?
Yes.
I mean, did you place your initials on this document? That's what I meant to say. And on page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Tarver, did you sign this document?
Yes.
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, Mr. Tarver, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Tarver, did you sign this document?
Yes.
And at the top of this document, Mr. Tarver, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Mr. Tarver, do you understand that?
Yes.
The second box that's checked, Mr. Tarver, states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Mr. Tarver, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, I did.
Now, Mr. Tarver, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Cole, you advised and counseled Mr. Tarver. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir, Your Honor.
And Mr. Tarver, your attorney, Mr. Cole, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Tarver, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
90 days county jail.
Okay, you said it's 90 days in the Jefferson County Jail? Ooh.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Tarver, That one is gonna be rejected. Okay, now, Mr. Tarver, now state, Mr. Tarver, he has a criminal history.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And his criminal history, I think Mr. Tarver's criminal history is somewhat extensive. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. It's not a whole lot of major things, but there's a lot of, you know, there's quite a few things on there though.
Yeah, so no, we don't want to put it all over YouTube, but I don't think I'm gonna follow this plea bargain agreement at this time. Okay? So I'm
Yes, Your Honor.
gonna reject this agreement. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Tarver, I'm not gonna follow this plea bargain agreement. This will I guess conclude this case, and you two cases, just knock on the door and follow the bailiff.
Okay, so as far as the second one,
Yeah, the second one, I'm not following the plea bargain agreement in that case. You can talk to your attorney. And let me do this here. We'll give you a chance to talk to your attorney, but the court is not going to follow this